We're trying again, my kids, my lovelies. Is anybody back? Is it still, how's it? Ooh. Ooh. That sounds bad. More than 16 frames. Okay. 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 I'll take more than 16 frames. I'll take more than 16 frames. 30% though. Dropped frames. Yes, happy monkey noises. Happy monkey noises in chat. Cheerleaders in chat. Okay, we're gonna try this. I'm still getting some drop frames notifications. But I did some stuff to the internet settings to hopefully we can get back to normal. I hadn't even considered the internet angle. I was like, okay, so there's storms, there might be power outages, but I didn't even consider that the internet might die. To me, the internet is such a stable thing in my life. It's such a staple of my existence. I hadn't considered that it might kill itself. That would be so sad. But we're good. We're good. We can try to kill man-eaters. Oh man, it's a little bit of a thunderstorm. It has been an interesting day, to say the least. I haven't done anything interesting. The interesting things are happening around me. Okay. I'm trying to remember where I was and what I was doing. I'm human! Internet went from luxury to utility over the course of like 3 years. Yep. Yep. And now it's kind of just necessary. You cannot... I feel like you can't exist in the modern world without it. I don't know how many people feel that way, but I definitely do. I definitely do. Hello, Patches. Bye, Patches. Audio's a little bit less crunchinator.
Thank goodness I was worried.
Crunchinator Supreme. Are you playing the EU version? That's a great question. Am I playing the EU version? I don't think so. Version... I want to see the serial. Show me the serial. Manage game. Game info. Which was it? 3? No, I'm using something different. BLU. Crunchy game audio I thought was a game thing. Though is when the internet is having fun. Yes, the crunchy game audio was indeed a game thing. That's what this one... Ooh, Big Thunder. Big Thunder. Big Thunder in chat. Yes, that one. That one. Does that one have funny glitches associated with it? Does that one have funny glitches associated with it? Okay. Nope, just wondering. Oh. I had hoped it had funny glitches associated with it. That would make life easier if it did. Silver catalyst, silver bracelets. I mean, it looks like I already put everything away. I just didn't kill myself. Sag, I forgot to kill myself. The fluted set is very good fashion. The fluted set is a very nice looking armor set for this ding-ding video game. Fat roll. Fat roll. Might need to take off my shirt in order to kill myself more properly. Is the audio okay though? Like the mix between my voice and the video game. Is that good? I know we've had problems with it in the past. Too fat to die. Hot dog. Hey, it's Lord Ridiel. Sounds melodic and wonderful. Well, if you say so. If you say so. I think, actually, this is kind of a baller look. I don't know, guys. I think, should we have... Do you think he's sexy? Can we have Wandissimo running around without his shirt? It's canon, isn't it? It's like a canon reference. I think we gotta. Do you think he's sexy? His big bald head. Okay, Archstone of the Queen. Fool's Idol. I'm excited for Sage Crake. Armor Spider Soul gives this game. Version of Fire Surge. Fire Surge. A spell that has consistently kind of sucked. Lovingly. Yeah, we should do calendar merch of all my Souls characters. I need to make another, like, 10. We could do calendar merch of all my Souls characters. That's a good idea, Seeker. I'm gonna put that in my back pocket. Renowned Hero Sword. I like how they give them such grandiose names, and then the souls give like 400. 400 souls per. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. I have too many souls. One Decimo gets the June or July spread. Is that important? Or is that just what he feels like a summer month? Okay, does Flame Toss do more damage to the Gargoyles? Because I don't like 3 casts to kill. I'm not a big fan of it. It does a little bit more. It still takes 3 casts, so it's better to use Soul Arrow from a cost effectiveness standpoint. I don't know. Like, what are I guess I could duplicate the souls for all the spells. Summer months are for all the hotties. He gives a 3rd degree burn, baby. I don't know anything about calendar spreads. It's outside my purview. I feel like I'm learning things. That's a funny thing to have trivia for. I like that a lot. Alright, okay, so we gotta kill the big heart. I'm trying to remember things about this video game. You can't carry any more of these. What is any more of these? What is any more of these? What can I not carry? What am I running out of? Is it Old Spices? Is it Old Spices? I have too many Old Spices? Yes. Yes, it was. Ooh! Sports betting ads in chat, everybody. Sports betting ads in chat. One Decimo should indeed make a sports betting ad. Have you seen the guys on Polymarket who were betting for nuclear annihilation? Have you guys seen that? They were placing bets on whether or not a nuclear weapon will be used by the end of 2026. That's kind of exciting. I mean, if it happens, it's not our problem anymore. So you should always bet yes. Because even if you lose, you win. Did I check the other side? I'm pretty sure you do double back to get more items back there. That's the question. Big thumping heart. Sorry, I was just listening to the sound design of the level. I kind of wish... So, I watched this one channel. And I like them a lot. He plays through, like, challenge runs of the Elder Scrolls games. I don't know if there's a Papa John's or a Taco Bell in the Pentagon. They do have a lot of the pizza, that's their, yeah, you can tell when something's going down at the Department of War, I guess they want to be called now, by how much pizza they order. That's the same for Bungie. Bungie also orders a lot of pizza when stuff is going down. I watched this guy called Just Background Noise, and he had an interesting idea for the end of Morrowind, for it to be more fleshy base. And that just immediately reminded me of this section with the heart and all the gross creatures and the fleshiness. I guess maybe with the flame toss we could two-shot the shooty gargoyles. Yes, he is neat. That is the best way to describe his channel. I like that a lot. He is neat. It's good background noise. I think It's really interesting, because he doesn't have that much in the way of subs you would... I mean, he's like almost 200,000. That's a lot of subs. That's a lot of subs. But his videos straddle the line of like 500,000 to 1 million views. And I know that I am a chronic rewatcher. I put that guy on all the time. He's great background noise. He's great background noise. He's got a soothing voice, and he's got a funny wit that's understated. But you would think that he would have more subs considering the views he's getting. Unless everybody, I like his, the Hortator gets me because it's Hortator. Like dictator. Why does he pronounce it? But I guess he did talk about Yagram Bagarn. How Yagram Bagarn is pronounced Yagram Bagarn. But he pronounces it Yagram Bagran because that's more fun to say. So maybe Hortator is more fun to say than Hortator. Potato. I don't know. Potato, potato, Hortato, totato. I don't make the rules. Those words are hard. It's a literary game. No one says it out loud. Yes, but I love the Bowbiter Bowl. The Bowbiter Bow of Sul Senepool. Held by the Wraith of Sul Senepool. To bring to the Urshalaku, in the Urshalaku burial grounds, to bring to the Ashkan of the Urshalaku tribe. That one makes me giggle every time he does it. And he did lampshade it in a video that came out like a year or so ago, where he's like, I feel like I have to one-up myself every single time I do this joke. And eventually there's going to be a wall. There's nothing you can do. But just hearing it makes me giggle. So he doesn't need to perform more for me. Hi! I want you to fall off the edge. They don't fall off the edge like other enemies. If you knock a Batwing Demon off the edge, it dies. These guys can actually fly. You always make fun of FromSoft enemies in later games like the bats from Elden Ring, or the gargoyles, or not the gargoyles, the Batwing demons from Dark Souls 1. When you push them off an edge and they just refuse to fly and they fall to their deaths, it's because of these guys. Saying it like dictator sounds like you're insulting a potato or tater. Yeah. Indeed. You are calling that potato a lascivious individual. You are implying that that potato engages in quite the active extra life, huh? That is funny. I didn't even think about that. Well, that's the you can take that up with the Romans. I'm pretty sure a Hortator was a Roman position. I have a notification. Excuse me. Dropped frames over the last... Well, that was 11 minutes ago. If the frames are dropping, you guys are just going to have to deal with it. Cobalt, what was the exact Hortator tongue twister you made? If you don't mind me asking. I know that was a minute ago, but I realized I never asked, and I want to know the exact tongue twister. Compiling shaders. Do we have to be white world to... I don't remember it offhand. I'm trying to find it. I believe in you. I believe in you. We have to be white world tendency to go up here, I believe. Something about becoming Hortator of the Ashland or something. He has a lot of fun with the Ashlander tribe names. You need pure white. Thank you, Seeker. I was trying to remember. And the pure white gives us access to Ridiel and Frake. Sage Freaky. My favorite man, Sage Freaky. Your Compressor Prime is crazy. Oh, you got... So, the Arcane. The secondary Radiation Arcane. Just makes it... I love Compressor Prime. I love covering everybody. I made my Compressor Prime bubblegum pink. And it just covers everybody in the most viral radioactive bubbles on the planet. And it looks awful. It's like my cancer beam. You got me. Yeah, you're not gonna leave me to figure out that I left the key like last time. That's awesome though. I need to get that. I need to play some Warframe. I'm getting back into Warframe myself. I forgot I had a thing for that turns it into a mini sun. It is a mini sun already. She opens a portal to the sun. That's the funniest freaking ult in the game. I love the idea of opening a portal to the sun. I keep looking over at chat, which is why I'm going down the stairs so slowly, so that I don't throw myself off the map. Irradiate is not good. I thought it would be, but it wasn't. That's sad. That's sad. It always sucks when you go, oh, that's going to be an awesome build, and then you put it on your character, and it just sucks. It's just bad. No, what I've been playing a lot is Space Marine 2 recently. I've been playing a lot of Space Marine 2. That game has been so much fun. Tornaders is an ancient Rome where the guys on ships, usually triremes, who set the rhythm for the rowers. That is really interesting. Because I knew they were Roman, but I thought they were like a civic job. They set the rhythm for the rowers on the triremes? That's fascinating. You made a new build. Oh, what does your compressor prime do now? Light flicker. The lights flickered. Okay. Secondary innervate is Bay, and we should get like 12. I should. I need to get some arcanes. None of my stuff has arcanes. I built it to do fire damage and plus status mod. Okay, I'm trying to get through everything as quickly as possible because I want to talk to you guys and I love having you here. But it is a very real possibility that we might lose power. So if I just randomly die, you know what happened. You know what happened, and it wasn't because I was done, okay? It wasn't because I was done. I'm just trying to keep track of all the threads. Fire is actually such a good status effect because of the armor shred. I hate going into the late game missions and fighting Grenier with their like 90% damage reduction. So stinky. So stinky. Is that storm that's coming to Missouri with you right now? It's been with us all day. It's like there's just more and more and more and more rain. There's been tornadoes that have passed directly north of us and directly south of us. Luckily, our neighborhood was not in the path of destruction, and I feel very bad for all the people who were. That's really unfair. Also, like, this is completely unrelated to the storms or anything like that. Missouri, my state, is its next destination. Yeah. We actually talked about Missouri last night. Nikki, we talked about Missouri and how much it sucked. So, sorry about that. If you watch the VOD and you hear us rag on it for a little bit, that's not a mark on you. It's not your fault you live in misery. No, I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope that by the time it gets to where you are located, it's dead. I hope that by the time it has petered itself out. That would be very nice. I know that it was like heading towards Joplin, and Joplin, it just has like the worst. Alright-ish, yeah. Well, that was I used to live in Kansas, right? And Kansans and Missourians just do not get along for a long and arduous history reason. So I would always hear that. At least you're not in misery. That's what they would say about Missouri. I thought that was always funny. Especially because Kansas City was always like a vacation destination where I was at. I was like, you guys are getting excited about Kansas City? I'm a little bit lost if you haven't noticed because I'm trying to keep up with chat. Oh, what was I talking about prior? Oh, yeah, there's just been a lot of drama. There's just been a lot of stuff blowing up. There's just a lot of stuff. Like, in local contacts. Your compressor prime is using encumbered. What is that? That is a different arcane, but what does that arcane do? It's just been a lot of stuff going on. But something really cool happened for my show last night. It was really interesting. It was very fascinating. So we had when I play statuses, ooh, like any random one that you have equipped on the weapon, or just any random one that is available. Like if you have your weapon with fire and viral, and then suddenly you're hitting someone with cold. I don't know. That sounds cool. We had an actual like professional fight choreographer come in for our show. I'm like, the level of production on this show is more than I've ever really had the opportunity to enjoy and play around with. So it's been very exciting. And one of the... I'm getting a little bit of stuff with my controller. I don't know why my controller's acting up. I'm just very pleased with my Crystal Prime. I put the arcane little that's the enemy in the weapon launch, and the crystal is target makes it bounces an extra 8 times in a guarantee blast proc, so it always launches the entire room and bouncy! I like that a lot. See, I love meme weapons and meme builds. Meme weapons and meme builds.
Are you here to fight the demons? If so, then help me escape this place. I am on your side. I have come to face the demons.
Do you think this guy is on our side? Here he is. This guy is such a FromSoft staple. Look at that. Parrying dagger, show tell, murder man. You found the tongue twister. Please share. But we had an actual, for realsies, fight choreographer man.
Well, what have we here? Do you wish to die so soon?
Is he gonna get mad at us? He's got a bit of a tolerance.
Well, what have we here? Do you wish to die so soon?
Maybe. You don't know me. Oh, he's pissed. We made him angry. Oh no, this is gonna be really quick. He's not even trying to dodge it. Uh-oh. 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 See, you say 90% status and 16 multi-shot. I tend to like I don't think it's the best way to mod, but I like big number. So I like when my weapons have like 200% status chance and stuff like that. I think that's fun. Ooh. Sorry, I was getting an update. I was getting an update to the situation. So I had to, Hello, thanks for the subscription, Seeker. Very kind of you. Okay, what is this? I stand by the fact that everyone who says Crystal Prime is just bad. Just when that thing can be thrown in fire when built right, and it does tons of statuses. Wait, that wasn't a thing. Was a lot of it though? Did you paste it somewhere? Is it in the Discord or something? I might not be able to stream super long. I know we're only like 30 minutes in already. But it's just, the situation is ever changing. You didn't find the tongue twister? Lame. Lame, but I believe in you. I believe in your archival capabilities. I believe in your research capabilities, able to pour through hours and hours and hours of content to find the specific quote you're looking for. I know it. I know you have the ability, and I believe in you. Where is this place? Ew. It's gross. But it was really fun to get, like, professional fight choreography done. I'm doing a sword fight. It's about a minute and a half of, like, sword fight choreography. But the thing about it, what I thought was so crazy, is that that minute and a half took, like, 2-ish hours to block. To make sure that, and we ran it over and over and over again. I was so sweaty and thirsty. But it's really cool, and I'm really excited for it. Come here, little thing. Come here, little guy. Ah! I hate that I'm not killing them in one hit. But we also had the intimacy coordinator. I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about the intimacy coordinator. I find that job fascinating. Because for most of my theater career, a lot of I usually end up getting cast in, like, romantic roles, romantic lead roles, just because I am young and I sing. I sing well and I act well. So I end up being cast as, like, the male lead. And that often means that I have a romantic role. We got a new commission at the factory you work at. What is the new commission? That sounds like a lot of work. Some people are getting, like, just crazy amounts of work, and some people are just not getting anything. But most of the time, when I was in these shows, we're processing gun targets. That's fascinating. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? That is interesting. It's not something that you usually do at your work. But most of the time during my shows, what would happen is it's like, okay, so you have like a kiss. They'd sit you down with the person that you're acting opposite with and then go, figure it out. Figure it out. Just kiss them. Just kiss them. Or it's like, you need to act against this girl in this certain way. And I'd be like, how do I do that? And they're like, what do you mean how you do that? It's a girl. Figure it out. Right? And I am just so bad at that. I am sorry. I am just so bad at that. Touch is not a natural part of my social repertoire. It is not a usual tactic I use to engage with people on a social level. It's just not a tool. Not a tool. I don't know. Some people use it as a tool. Some people are very good at using it as a tool. They can disarm you with a single touch. It's not. I mean, we do any old thing people want you to do. We're an outsourcing company we made. That is interesting. That, do you know what company is asking you for the gun targets? That is fascinating. That is fascinating. But, so this is the first time I've ever had, and I've always been interested in what an intimacy coordinator does, because to me, the job seems incredibly bureaucratic. It feels almost like HR, right? But, the woman who came in and explained what her position was and what she does and how she does it, it was actually really enlightening, and it was really nice. Like, I think that is the best thing about it, is that it immediately made my life so much easier. And I feel like that is an example of good bureaucracy, right? Someone who's doing their ding-ding job so well that you suddenly realize, you go, why wasn't this system in my life all the time? All I know is they have zombie illustrations, they have packages that are filled with fake blood. That sounds kind of fun. I would like to go shoot some targets that are with zombies and fake blood. That sounds kind of fun. That sounds like a good Saturday. Get a bunch of your friends, get yourself like a cool gun of some kind, and shoot at a target. This sounds like a good day. I have a bow. I have a bow that I haven't had the opportunity to use in a while, mostly because I lost all my arrows, shooting them, of course, into the ground because I'm a terrible shot. But I do have a bow that I wish that I used more often. I love archery. I love marksmanship. I love using an object to put an object into another object at excellent range. Headshot, get a blood spray. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's good feedback. It's good feedback, and you don't have to shoot anybody for it, which is fun. I know that, like, guns are a hot-button topic. The idea of shooting anything in blood, even fake blood, kind of... Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that, like, I think that some people would immediately be turned off by this. And I completely understand it. I was just about to say, guns are a hot-button topic, and some people cannot stand them. The idea of using a weapon for any instance is, to some people, nauseating. And that's fair. I think that's completely fair. You know what the weapon is used for. Good job. You have an intact moral core. You know what the weapon is used for. Unfortunately for myself, I just am fascinated by weaponry. That scared the bejesus out of me, by the way. That gargoyle getting pushed by the centipede here, it just scared me. From when I hear people are working to sell their product at Walmart, probably because of the blood. Probably because of the blood. That would be my assumption. Having sold ammunition and firearms for a chain store, probably because of the blood. Probably because of the blood. But yeah, if you're selling something at a chain store, I want to actually sit on that and probably explain it a little. If you're selling something at a chain store, you got to be careful of what, like, statement you're making, and what you're endorsing. So the store that I worked at did not sell pistol ammunition. Just did not sell pistol ammunition in any way. And a lot of people were really upset about that. They were like, why on earth do you not sell, like, 9mm, 10mm, 45 ACP? Why don't you sell anything that can be used in a pistol? It's like, that's what the store has decided to put. It will sell anything but that. Just came back and the first thing I hear is ammunition, firearms, and blood. Welcome to the American stream. Hey, you found it! Urshalaku Burial Caverns to get the Bonebiter Bull of Sul Senepool because Sul Matul, Ashkan of the Urshalaku Ashlanders, wants us to prove ourselves to the Urshalaku tribe. Before you'll discuss becoming Hortator of the Urshalaku Ashlander tribes and learn about the Nerevarine prophecies. I think that is the exact one that I love as well. You found the exact one that I love as well. I love that bit. Ah! That was a one-shot. No. So Seeker, we were talking about a lot of stuff actually. I was holding like 3 conversational threads at once. It was me dying. I died. Vigor check. I died. I wasn't expecting to get one shot, but I guess that's fine. Adventure Quest Worlds is getting a reboot. I thought Adventure Quest was still alive. Is Adventure Quest live, but Adventure Quest Worlds is dead, or am I misremembering? No, I wanted to go back because I do have a love for weaponry. Weaponry, to quote Norm from Phineas and Ferb. I really like. I have a medieval mace that I bought from Germany, somewhere in here, and then I have a bow. But I'm not gonna purchase a firearm probably anytime soon. Not that I have like a moral qualm with them. I just don't have the space, time, and funds to justify it. No, every Adventure Quest is live. They're making a new version of. Oh, they're gonna put it on Steam. Did you know that Meridian? I think its name is Meridian 69, which is like one of the first MMOs ever, is available on Steam. Juan Diximo didn't like learning about the Nerevarine prophecies from Sul Matul, Ashkan of the Urshalaku Ashlander tribe, about becoming Hortator of the Urshalaku Ashlander tribe. Nope, he just immediately died. He just immediately died because of it. No, it's just fascinating. But what was I talking about before that? I was talking about the intimacy coordinator. One of the things that I thought was genuinely fascinating, one of the things that I thought was genuinely incredibly fascinating, is that I had to go up to the actress that was playing opposite to me, and we had to do a little ritual. We had to do a little ritual that I thought was interesting, where the coordinator, there's a BB gun somewhere around here. Does it count as weaponry owned? You can hurt someone with it, I guess, and it is made in the facsimile of a weapon. So you have to ask yourself, right? No, you're actually touching on a really interesting philosophical concept. The BB gun is in itself a representation of a weapon, right? It is a facsimile of a firearm, and it performs in this facsimile the effect of the firearm. It shoots. Anything can be a tool. Any tool can be a weapon. That is also an interesting question. But I'm gonna harp on the BB gun for a little bit. So when the weapon points to something other than itself, right? When it is made to look like a gun and act like a gun, but without the destructive power of a gun, is it still pointing to something other than itself? Are you still supporting the owning of a firearm through the owning of a BB gun? Because a lot of people use BB guns and pellet guns as a stepping stone to firearms. Kind of like, you know, Daisy, the Daisy Red Ryder. I saw it all the time when I used to traffic in firearm sales. People would start with a BB gun. People would start with a pellet gun. So, that or a 22. It's a question, right? It is obviously meant to invoke and point to gun culture. So does it count as a weapon when it is attempting to be a mask of that weapon, right? And I want to use mask very specifically because I'm specifically trying to point. I have a point. I have a point, I swear. I'm specifically trying to point to the idea of people using masks, right? Like how in tribal society, or even up into like the theater in a lot of contexts, like kabuki or commedia dell'arte, people wear masks to point to something other than themselves. Traffic of firearm sales is such a wild statement to hear. Makes me think you'd be a supplier for the mafia or something. No! I was a supplier to rednecks and sports shooters. But yes, traffic of firearm sales is a funny way to put it. But like, you know, it's like the BB gun. What I'm trying to say, say is that the BB gun in of itself is like that mask for a weapon. It is meant to point to something other than itself and live in its shoes. Like people who used to put on a tiger mask, or people who put on the mask of the Columbina. They were pointing to something other than themselves. I mean, one way to do it is to reduce everything to the world forms in that regard. Yes! Plato is in chat, everybody! Hey, everybody, say hello to Plato! Oh, man, and you know for a fact that I'm gonna go on this long rant. I'm not gonna have any real point. I have this gargoyle stuck on me. Mr. Green Goblin from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. And I'm gonna get to where I got killed by the red Phantom Mind Flayer, and I'm gonna die immediately. I'm just gonna die again. He makes like a dinosaur sound. He doesn't sound like a gargoyle. Plato versus Silly Putty, who wins? Oh! I didn't mean to do that. Plato. Mostly because it's more fun to stuff your face with. It's way more fun to stuff your face with. Silly Putty's way too chewy. Okay, let's try to get back to where we were without dying. Play-Doh tastes better, see? See? People understand. People get the my vote's on Silly Putty because I'm like the existence of Serious Putty. I think that's called caulk. 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 No! C-A-U-L-K. Caulk. I'm trying my best, okay? No, it's composition 4. C4. Play-Doh has a texture that doesn't make me want to cut my hands off. Yeah, that's pretty important. I feel that. You have very visceral descriptions for how you feel about the world, actually, just in general, in Thafin. I always find it very fascinating how you describe things you don't like. It is always incredibly visceral. That's autism, baby. Let's get $4 billion in chat for our autistic baddies. In chat. All right, where the frick am I? Okay, let's actually try to get somewhere before I have to end the stream because I'm killed by a tornado. Ah! But I wanted to go back. I wanted to go back because I was thinking of the intimacy coordinator, and we had to do this thing that I thought was really interesting, where she described the 4 layers of like physical interaction, the 4 levels of physical interaction. She said people think that, like, you know, sexual contact is sexual intimacy, and this is not always true, right? And in fact, it can often be the least intimate thing you can do with another person, right? And she demonstrated, her husband was the fight choreographer, by the way, which is quite a power couple, that one of them's the intimacy coordinator and the other's the fight choreographer. But she demonstrated with her husband kind of like this, the 4 levels of touch using a handshake, and how at the 4th level, you can make it quite intimate feeling without it ever being sexual, because it's just the way they engage with each other through the handshake. And it was really interesting. I found it fascinating, but it was also really funny because I had to... Oop, dog's barking. Let me mute for a second. Okay, I think the dog's done barking. But I had to, it was just a really interesting idea where, you could engage with the different levels without it being overtly anything else but a handshake. And yet the level of familiarity and comfort with the other person, the ability to make oneself vulnerable and available to the other person, displayed intimacy in a way that most people would not be able to recognize. Dog barking! I hate it. He's going crazy out there. It's called Dap Up, baby. It's called Dap Up. Yep. That was the thing, is that we had to engage with our partner about the different levels, and we had to do it through a handshake, and you know, we had to ask beforehand because consent was paramount, right? So every single time we would engage, they would ask, "May I touch your hand?" And then you'd be like, "You may," and then you would engage in the level 1 handshake, right? And at the same time it was happening, I was going, this would be a better society. I would live much better in this world if everybody, before anybody touched me for any reason, would go, "May I touch your hand?" "You may." That would be so much better. That would be such a better world. I would have so much more fun in that world. It would be a better world. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but I think that I'm gonna have to murder this Mind Flayer or die to it and then call it for tonight. I really don't want to. I wanted to hit maybe Man-Eaters tonight, but I just don't think it's gonna work out. And I find that annoying. I find that upsetting. But hopefully you understand. I really want to get back into a normal schedule with streaming. It was fun though? Good. Oh, well! Storm Shade. Yeah, I know. And like, that's all the stuff. It's like, practically that makes sense. Practically that makes sense. And I know it makes sense. Logically it makes sense, but emotionally I'm not ready. But that's okay. That's okay. Because we all came in to say hello. And it was great to see you. And I'll be in the Discord as well. So, thank you so much for coming in to watch. I hope you all had a wonderful time. I always do when you come in to watch. Thank you so much. I think I'm gonna be back tomorrow with more Demon Souls for those who want to watch, because I am having a lot of fun with 1Dcimo. We will be returning to Bloodborne sometime soon. Probably next weekend, I'm thinking. We're going to go back to Bloodborne, but I really wanted to have the Beatrice model come out to play. And yes, thank you so much for coming in to watch. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Good night!